Hi, hello, and welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of the Game of Two Halves podcast. Welcoming my friend Vijay. Hey, how are you doing, man?
Hey Valley, I am doing very well. How was your football weekend so
Oh,
far?
it was awesome. I love the weekend. It's a very warm summer here in Amsterdam, so we are still coping with this sudden change in weather. It's a heat wave. So, all of you in Europe who ever watched the podcast, I hope you're doing well and safe. Uh,
Yeah,
as well as people in India, there's monsoons going on. The rains in some parts there's no
so
rain.
India is very big, huh? So monsoon is in Goa.
Yeah,
There's a different weather, different places. But
yes,
yeah. We care for you guys. So wherever you are, I hope, and
yeah.
we hope
Wherever
you're
you
safe.
are, be
Sorry to,
safe.
yeah.
But yeah, on football notes, it couldn't be a better week for most of us. I think out of the two of us, I would be the more happier one as the game results have gone so far. But I don't think so. You guys have a lot to complain. How was your week?
Oh man. It was going really good until the last 30 seconds of Sunday, man. I mean, I can go on and on and on, but I would say that, okay, we'll take the point, although we deserved more. But yeah, I mean, it would have been a treat for you, right? I mean, you guys had a really good game. Your summer signing, Jesus, got on the score sheet. I mean, he scored 2 goals, assisted 2 goals. You won comfortably, and then your London rivals were, it was a pure entertainer,
Yeah,
man.
I think for
Disappointed with the result.
Yeah, I think this result in any other season would have like Arsenal would have never capitalized on this because this is a time where you try and get those extra points when your peers, your rivals are not doing well. Where Liverpool is dropping points, Chelsea is dropping points, Tottenham is dropping points, Newcastle is dropping points, and other smaller teams as well. So this is a time where you capitalize on it. And I think let's straight get into the games. Let's review the first
Yeah.
game. Let's talk about Arsenal versus Leicester. Arsenal winning the game 4 goals to 2. What did you make of it? Did you get a chance to watch it? Watch the highlights?
I did watch the game, and I thought Arsenal were brilliant, man. I am not surprised they conceded 2 goals because I think defensively they still need to work.
Yeah.
And Saliba, I mean, that was really silly. Although he was trying to clear the ball out, but
That
ended up
was a well
getting good.
placed goal, man. Right in the corner.
Yeah, man. I mean, I hope he can score on the other side sometime in the season, but
Yeah. Like if somebody is
otherwise, I
watching the game for the first time and don't know Ramsdale as the keeper and you're just looking at that camera angle, it looks like, wow, that's a good goal.
yeah, actually, nice placement just right
Yeah.
in the corner.
Yeah, it almost
But
felt like he was able to curve it round Ramsdale into the pole over there.
yeah, but a good goal. Jesus, man, I mean,
Yeah.
he was on
Wow.
fire. He was like he scored goals, he assisted, and it looked like Arsenal has that spring in their step kind of thing. They're excited. They want to go out and prove everybody wrong. So it's good, very
Yeah.
good game of football.
Amazing, and I agree with you there. But Jesus was the same player who played with Manchester City for what close to 4 5 years now,
Yeah,
and suddenly he looks like a little different player. A lot of the fans, Arsenal fans, on Twitter, Instagram, say like they've rediscovered Jesus. It's like nobody really knew how good he was until he was put into Arsenal side. But that just shows you how good Manchester City are that they had a player
yeah,
like Jesus in their team and he was still not like the star boy or the star player like he's been made to in Arsenal. And that just shows you the depth in quality that Man City have and how much more difficult it is for the rest of the league teams to catch up with them if they were willing to sell. If you watch the first two matches, the players who are having the maximum impact in the Arsenal squad are Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus,
yeah,
and both of them were left in 1 year, one season to move across to a rival team, which I don't know why or how Pep Guardiola ever even agreed to it. but I'm not complaining because the match was amazing. We played great. Defensively, yes, I think we still have to work a lot on it. And I feel once Tomiyasu is full and back to himself, that should resolve, that position should resolve itself. Saliba is just new to the team, so it's going to take a few
Mhm.
weeks, a month to get that in sync, the way they talk. In that particular instance, I think it was just a matter of inches. I think it was he needed to address that situation because everyone knows how Wadi is. You give
Yeah,
half an inch to Wadi and he will manage to score a goal. He's quick. He's
yeah,
so accurate with his shots. If Saliba didn't manage that situation, it was going to be a goal the other way.
yeah.
Either ways. But yes, you'd expect a little bit more from Saliba in that situation. But hats off to Arteta and the team and the way they've been playing. Um, what I would like to say on Leicester is I think we've discussed this, is as a team, they haven't made a signing, and they've lost players. So I thought they are to be completely ruled out. They're in a relegation battle, but they're not as bad as I thought. And there is kind of hope for them. And I think they're going to have a tough season, but it's not as tough as what I thought it would be. I think they would be a mid-table team, but
Yeah.
it won't be that bad. Covering quickly, the other game was Man City,
Yeah.
Bournemouth. Man
Wait,
City,
before we move to the other game, just a little bit about
yeah,
Jesus. So I was reading something about Arteta after the game. He said that Jesus was pissed at himself. He's like, I should have had one more goal, you know.
yeah,
So that I feel it comes from Pep,
yes,
because he has been groomed under Pep for so many years now. And he comes with that elite mentality, and that's something probably Arsenal was lacking all these years. So, bringing Zinchenko in, bringing Jesus in, who are thinking that way, who are not
yes.
happy
Who
even
are
after scoring.
proven winners. They've won the trophies. They've
Exactly.
done their shift and they've
Exactly.
earned their rewards. And I think that's a great point you brought up. And I think,
Yeah.
we'll cover this in one of the smaller teams again when we're talking about this winning mentality and how certain players can infuse that into the
Exactly.
team.
Onto the
But
team.
that's a great point. And
Yeah.
speaking about Pep, Pep
Shit.
really peppered Bournemouth with 4 goals. I think it
Yeah.
was. I think a lot of people had predicted this to go to Man City, so I won't spend a lot of time on that, and we can move to a very interesting game with Chelsea and Tottenham. A very heated game.
Mm-hmm.
My personal opinion of that game, we separately we chatted, we predicted the games offline, obviously, but
Did
I didn't
we?
know. I didn't know. Yeah, of course, really. I think I'll put a screenshot of our text over here right now. But I predicted the game to be a draw, but I wasn't
Look at
sure.
him all boasting about his one prediction.
But I got it right
One right
accurately.
prediction
I
in
should
life.
I should have even put the names of who was going to score. And then guess what? My statement in the group was, I don't know where Chelsea is going to get their goals from. And believe it or not,
Uh,
it was their defenders who were scoring goals for them because y'all don't have an attack. So
yeah, that's the
I,
sad
wa-
reality.
I wasn't too far away from my prediction in all fronts, but I think Chelsea were robbed of 2 points.
Thank you for saying that. And exactly. So I didn't really want to make a big deal out of it when we started the show.
Yeah,
But it's daylight robbery, right? I mean,
yeah,
the whole world has seen it. And I don't even want to say anything because we can't do anything about it now. It's
yeah.
it's done.
See,
But I hope that
whenever you
somebody.
look at these fouls or thing, I always look at what if Shaka. This is a statement. What if Shaka? What if Shaka had to pull somebody's hair? What would
Hair.
be the result of that situation? It's definitely a red card.
Exactly.
If not a red, it's definitely yellow. It's a free kick. So I look at it, I feel that Tottenham was super lucky on the day to have got those 2 goals. And yes, they put in the work to get those 2 goals, but they played like shit. They didn't deserve to get that 1 point that they got. But that's football at the end of the day, and that's what you need to really battle off. But I think hats off from my side. I didn't watch the full match. I watched the extended highlights of it, and I saw that Chelsea, despite what I was saying of having that attack and having a strike force, were able to really drive the ball through the channels and
Yeah,
create opportunities and create threats. The way they played, that was amazing. And I think if you all add a striker to a good proven striker to your squad, and hope it's not a Bamiyang, you guys are still
could be,
in it.
could be.
Yeah. It's okay. I can always bring. See, the thing is, if you get Aubameyang, I don't need to really do a lot of research into memes. I can just repost the ones that you shared when he was with us.
I don't think I read a lot of
Yeah,
memes on
yeah, yeah.
Omar.
About the receding
Yeah.
hairline, about him coming late. There are a lot of memes. Don't worry, we have a trove of it which I can share.
Him coming late was like, see you later. Like, that was it.
Yeah,
But yeah, man. I mean, just to close that topic, I think the FA needs to do something about it, especially certain referees favoring or being against certain teams. I mean, I don't know, man. That said, also probably we could have defended the corner better. But yeah, we'll move on.
yeah, and not a bad point for Tottenham, if I may say. I think if I'm not mistaken, they've lost the last 5 games to
Yeah,
Chelsea. So I
hammered
think
them, I
this
think. Yeah.
this would feel like a victory, and certainly more drama off the pitch as well. What did you make of the two red cards?
Uh, I think it started when Spurs scored their first goal, where I think Conte came into the Chelsea technical area. Yeah, I think that's where it started. Then Tuchel went running when we scored the second goal across the
Yeah,
on that side of Spurs, and then yeah, I think the point Tuchel was trying to make is when you're shaking hands, make eye contact. I think that
yeah,
is the point he was trying to make, and it's fair enough. And I think it happened the previous day between Jamie Redknapp and Gary Neville,
never.
was it?
Gary
Yeah.
Neville, yeah. Man.
So I think that was what caused it. But I think the coaches are very professional. I think they didn't speak anything about it in their post interviews, and
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
think
think I think Conte was a little more classier on it compared to Tuchel. Tuchel, for me, was the one who instigated it by pulling Conte back and holding his hand and telling him to look in the eyes.
yeah,
It's a heated game, and sometimes you just need to, do the thing and shake hands and move. So I didn't see. I mean, I can see why Tuchel was pissed off, but I also see Conte's area like, I'm just shaking hand. Let's get out of here. So there
yeah.
was no reason to pull him back and get into that situation. And when asked later in the press conference, obviously Conte said, let's talk about football. Let's not talk about
Yeah.
this. Whereas Tuchel was, yeah, I told him, he should be looking into your eyes. I think there was immediate reactions again after he wasn't even aware that he was red carded at that point of time when he was asked this question. So I can imagine it was still in the moment. But yeah, obviously, it happens every way. But you would hope that at least managers could be a little bit civil at the end of the game. During the game you see these bursts up happening, but at the end of the game, because they are managers, they're kind of there's hundreds of eyes on them. Your own players, your audiences, young footballers looking up to you. So but it's always for me personally. If I don't have this agenda of kids looking up to you, I love this type of drama. I live for this type of fights. But just on the Gary Neville incident that you brought
But
up,
it also goes to show that it's an emotional game, right?
yes,
At the end
yeah,
of the day, you are
yeah,
not just there to do your job, right? You feel the emotion, you feel
yeah.
the passion, you get hurt if if something like this happens to you, and I think it's only natural. Although whatever you said is also fair, but
Yeah, yeah.
at
No,
the
I
end
think
of the
that's a
day, we
good
are.
sign. Yeah, you're right. Showing that passion is important. Channeling it the right way is also more important, I feel. But I always enjoy this. And I was just talking about the interview that Gary
Yeah,
Neville and Harry Redknapp did. I found it interesting because Gary a few years ago was on the other side of the fence when Arsenal were going through a similar, experience with we were bottom of the league and not scoring goals, and it had been a few years, and he was the one who was calling out Arsenal fans of being trolls, of being I don't know, he was very vile, thinking that Arsenal fans are complaining, we're throwing our toys out of the pram. And today you see all United fans, you see himself, almost making a fool of himself on TV. One
Yeah.
day, going against the players, next day the coach, the third day the family that owns the club. So it's almost like it's come a full circle in his life, and I'm glad that some people have been humbled down to their knees in that you can't always be critical of others without being critical of yourself. And before we come to the smaller teams, let's cover the last team as well. Liverpool played Crystal Palace, who we played in the first week and gave Liverpool a running for their money. It was a 1-1 draw in the end, but Crystal Palace played amazingly well.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I watched the game. I thought they could have won the game. Zaha had quite a few chances, and Diaz scored a wonderful goal. So, and you know what? Liverpool are lucky in both the games to to get a point each. Otherwise, they would have been on zero. Had they not had that little bit of luck. So, I feel yeah, I mean, very good game. Shocking
For me,
result,
the
of course.
standout player, and what a player he is. I've never observed him before. It was Eberachi Eze, I think, if I'm pronouncing it right.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, on the left hand wing. Oh my God, he's got pace. He's able to dribble. The way he was running with the ball on that side, it was crazy. You couldn't stop him without fouling him, and that was something like amazing to see as a footballer. Like to admire a young kid coming up. I don't know how old he is.
He
I think,
assisted. He assisted with the goal, right? So he
yeah,
assisted
I think he's like
with that
24
ball.
years
Ball.
old
Yeah,
kid. So amazing.
exciting talent.
Yeah. All right, and obviously, now that we've covered all the bigger teams, let's look at some of the other teams that have played last week. Another team, a former glory team, played.
Why are you still using glory, like, when talking? Like,
Ah,
I guess everybody understood what we are talking about.
oh man,
Oh, man.
yeah,
The, yeah,
I have no
go on.
words, but no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was saying the memes I have seen after that result. Oh my God.
Oh, the one you shared was amazing. The one about cookies.
It made my year. I'm telling you, it made my year. We waited so long, like you said, no, about Neville, how like tables have turned. So, like, we waited so long to see this because
Oh yeah, man.
growing up with these Manchester United fans were like, we make players, we don't buy players,
I don't
and
know if you
what?
can see. I think I got my green screen on, so you can't see it.
Yeah,
But I'll share the meme
I'll
that
put
you
it
shared.
in the corner or somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
you're right, man. We've been. I see. Okay, let me get this right for all or any United fans that may ever watch this.
yeah,
We were not waiting for you to flop so that we could,
yeah,
go about it or anything. I think the whole point of football rivalry is that we want to compete with the best, and we said this in last season. A bad United or a bad Tottenham or a bad Chelsea or a bad Arsenal doesn't serve anyone right, because there's no fun in defeating a
yeah,
small team. So, for example, City beat Bournemouth 4-0. Nobody's really jumping over the moon, because that's something that you expect. But
right.
a Man City beating Liverpool 4-0, or a United or Arsenal, that's going to be a talk of the town. That's going to be intense. Same for what you would say for Brentford fans. It's a big achievement for them today. Having defeated and come back with a clean sheet. On their home ground, obviously. It's nothing better than that. Which fan?
Yeah,
So it's not that we're saying that we've been waiting for you to fall on your knees, but I think it's in some ways good to see.
we've
Um,
enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it, man. I've enjoyed humbling a lot of United fans who had this ultra ego.
Yeah.
I've seen people who used to, who I've known since college days and before, who used to be you know, tweeting and on Facebook and Instagram and post every way talking about United so passionately. These people don't even post their own pictures on their own birthdays now, man. They've disappeared. It's like
Yeah.
they don't. They. It looks like they don't exist anymore. It's like I don't know what they're supporting. Whether they moved to Dempo and Salgaonkar in Goa to support them, or who they're supporting nowadays. I don't see a single United fan anymore. I don't see a T-shirt when I go out. I've seen Nottingham Forest T-shirts, jerseys, people roaming. I don't see a single United jersey. Can you believe that? People are
Uh,
ashamed of even being associated as supporters with that club, and I feel I feel sad for you guys, but I'm happy that United's in this place.
yeah.
I really hope that they are somewhere in the bottom half of the table throughout the season, so I can rub it in everyone's noses.
And we have no regrets on talking about them like this. Like absolutely no regrets.
No, I don't regret at all.
See, we also have had our rivalries, right? Like Arsenal and Chelsea,
Yeah,
and
of course.
even Liverpool also. But yeah, the most arrogant set of fans that I've ever come across had to be Manchester United, and that is the only reason they deserve what they are going through today. That it's like somebody had to puncture that arrogance or that ego, like you said,
And the best
and
thing is nobody else did it. They
yeah.
themselves did it. The way,
So,
I mean, the creative names that have come up for Ten Hag, Manchester 10 games,
dude,
Manchester.
he already made a record, right? Nobody has lost two opening games for Manchester United since 1991. So he already has a record.
Oh my God. And did you see that? After the match, they made them run some 8 kilometers to cover up. So they couldn't do it during the game. He's like, "You'll come on Sunday, you'll run whatever you'll missed out."
Yeah,
Oh man, this
yeah,
team is a joke. 4-0. And you seen that goal? The one which due to
yeah,
the
left.
high press, it's basically like they were gifted the goal, man. The goalkeeper comes out, trying to start the press from behind.
Oh yeah. Oh my
What it
God.
takes, like what, less than a minute for them to just. I mean, that is pathetic, man. You don't expect like the under 19 teams in the B division also performing at this level, man. That was
Yeah,
uh,
they look
that
like.
is
You
Mustafi
know,
level settings.
in fact, I read somewhere that Brentford didn't play very well in the second half because they didn't score any goals.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't. Why would they have to, man? I'm sure they're like halftime team talk was like them laughing on the floor. I'm sure half of them were like making their own memes, that were published themselves. Oh man,
Yeah,
it was pathetic, and I mean, as I said
good
before,
for Brentford.
we definitely want to see Manchester United being competitive. We've got a match with United coming up in a few game weeks,
Yeah,
so let's see where they are. And that's the thing about United, they may be having a tough season or tough seasons, but sometimes at these big games they end up coming together and showing. I think that's what they require, but I feel it's a difficult task for Ten Hag because he's got uh, players that are really not playing for the club. He's got players that don't believe in. It's a shame in a way, you're like, let's leave out rivalry. You are playing for Manchester United. Whether you are a fan of United or not, you have to agree that that's one of the biggest clubs in the world,
yeah,
across the last 2 3 decades. And if I was ever given an opportunity to play for a club like United, even if I'm a diehard Arsenal fan, I would give it my all, because that is where legends go to, like, or legends are made from. Now, someone rightly said it's now where legends go to die. It's like a graveyard right now there, and
Yeah.
it's embarrassing, and no doubt Ronaldo doesn't want to be there. Who would want to end his career, being relegated from the Premier League for the first time?
Eh,
So
That's a big claim. I hope it happens, but
all right, I think we spent enough time on these smaller teams.
yeah.
Let's look at what's coming up next week. We've got Arsenal going away again to Bournemouth. They've had 4 goals in the last game with City. We play them next away. Given the form that Arsenal is, I would heavily push for a win. I do feel Arsenal still have a lot of areas they need to develop. I think defensively, there's still a lot of things that we need to work on. I think in the top front, we finally, on the at least the left hand side, seems to be working with the partnership of Zinchenko, Shaka, and Martinelli in getting the ball up. Saka looked a little bit off in the last game, so I'd be hoping to see if Tomiyasu comes in, Saka link up with Odegaard on that side, trying to push a bit. But I do see that Arsenal should be winning this game. I don't see how Bournemouth would be placed out. I would need to really look into the team, but I think it's again a good opportunity for Arsenal to go and get a 2-0 win and come home with a clean sheet. What about you?
Yeah, no, I think Arsenal will win just based on the energy they are playing with, the form that their players have, especially you mentioned Martinelli, you mentioned Shaka, you mentioned Jesus, so Zinchenko. So yeah, I think it should be a comfortable win for them. But that said, Bournemouth won their last. The first game they played, they won 2-0 at home. I think so. Uh, yeah, I don't see Arsenal having any problems
All right.
for
And
sure.
then Chelsea goes away to Leeds again. Not the easiest game to play away, especially on the Leeds home turf. What are your thoughts on that?
We have to win this game. Yeah, I mean, we have to win this game. We know that Leeds are not very good defensively, and yes, that they're going forward. They are very dangerous. We've seen that in games against Liverpool and City. So, uh, yeah, I think we should win this one. And just get moving in terms of that the wins because yeah, the Tottenham game we should have won, but just want to put it behind and get this win at Leeds. So I think Chelsea, yeah, I mean, maybe a 2-0. I'll go for a 2-0.
Well, I can't agree with the 2-0 because and I have to correct myself from maybe the previous episode. Leeds haven't lost the game yet. They won their first match. They drew their second match. They've scored goals in both matches. I think 2 goals in 2 matches, so 4 goals in total. So I do see them scoring a goal again with Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea's defense looks stronger. Their attack, as I said, still am not sure of Chelsea's attack. So I would go for I would still go for a Chelsea win because I think Chelsea is still a much stronger team. But I'll go for a 2-1 win to Chelsea. And
All right.
covering the so as we discussed in the last episode, every episode we will predict a game. The first prediction, if I could recall, for game week 1 was Arsenal versus Crystal Palace, and in
Yeah.
that game, Vijay had predicted a scoreline of Arsenal winning by 2 goals to 1. And I had predicted a scoreline of 3 goals to 1. Obviously, the game ended in Arsenal winning, but with 2-0. So Vijay, we were very close, but
Yeah.
it's a shared point, so we get 2 points each for
Yeah.
prediction. However, second week we did the predictions offline, not on camera. As much as you would like to not admit it that you did, what was your prediction for the Chelsea Tottenham game?
Yeah, I thought we'd win 2-0, and yeah, you got it right.
I got a spot on right. I said 2-2, and I got witnesses to prove too. So it's not that I'm making it up offline just to cover up. I predicted 2-2, and we got 2-2. So I win this round, and I get 3 points. So the
Come
score
on.
at the end of week 2 is 5, and your Two.
I'm too. Yep.
Yeah, so bring it on, man. And
Bring it on.
for week three, we are predicting which game?
Of course, the used to be big game, but now no. Again, I've been reading these memes online. So if so, yeah, the game we are talking about is Manchester United versus Liverpool, of course, at Old Trafford. So if United actually beat Liverpool, then they'll go above Liverpool in the table.
Imagine that. Oh
Like
my
that's
god.
so funny. Yeah.
Oh my god, imagine that. No, but
Yeah.
no, how would they go above Liverpool? Didn't Liverpool draw a match?
They're only on 2 points. So Liverpool is on 2 points. Manchester United is
Oh.
on zero. Yeah. So if
Oh,
they
they
win,
drew
they'll be
their first two
three
matches. Oh, correct. Oh, wow. I didn't think about that.
nil.
Wow, who would have thought about that? That's such an interesting, that's a good insight. So, yeah,
Yeah.
we're predicting
What's your prediction?
Manchester United versus Liverpool. Traditionally, everyone knows a Battle of the Reds is huge. It's a
Huge.
big game. Goes back many years, big rivalries, on the pitch. But for
Mm-hmm.
me, if I have to look at this right now, the Manchester side does not look like a well-oiled side.
At all.
You have Christian Eriksen playing a striker one day, the next day he's playing a holding midfielder. I mean, I don't know if they really have their team sorted out yet. Liverpool, on the other hand, have a team. Obviously, we have to talk about the red card in the previous game that cost everyone minus points. Thank you, but
Did you have him? I didn't have
yeah, I haven't got my.
him.
So
Oh, don't
yeah,
tell me captain him.
no, no, I did, I did. I captained the other loser who didn't do anything and got 8 touches in the whole game.
Salah.
Haaland.
He had an assist, man. Come on.
But yeah, well, come on, you got like what 8 touches or 9 touches or something in the whole game. So
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
expecting a little
yeah.
more from him. And I had my bad luck was I had Jesus as my captain in the first week. I changed it to Haaland in second week, and then this happens. I was so pissed off with. Oh man, I should have more faith. So next week I'm going with Jesus as captain, and he better score.
Not a bad call. Not a bad call. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my strategy. But coming back to the Liverpool game, Liverpool have, I mean, the depth in squad. They've got match winners. I've seen Van Dijk's influence maybe going down a bit. He's no longer the same defender that he was maybe 2 or 3 seasons ago, but he's still one of the best defenders in the Premier League at the moment.
Yep.
uh, Trent Arnold, fascinating, defense, and contributes so much to the attack in number of assists he provides, and those key passes he makes through. Salah is there, Firmino is there, David Luiz is there, who's scored that amazing goal to, save a point for Liverpool.
True.
So for me, if I have to go, it's a difficult match on cards, but I think Liverpool should win this at least with 3-1.
Yeah, you remember for the same game, and this is my time to, boast a little bit. I predicted that United will get spanked, and they lost 5-0 or 5-1. Salah's
Oh,
got a
yeah, yeah,
hat-trick.
you predicted this one spot on last time.
Yeah. So I think I'll go with a hammering again. I think United are in shambles. Although Liverpool is not the free-flowing Liverpool we have seen, in the last couple of years, but
Yeah,
I think it's just a matter of time. Jurgen Klopp is really good as a coach, and this would be a great opportunity for Liverpool to get going. So
yeah,
beating
almost
United at
like
home.
start their season now.
Exactly. So I think Liverpool will come good, man, here. I would also go for a 3-0 probably.
So you go for 0 for United, 3 for Liverpool. I'm going with 1 for United, 3 for Liverpool.
So let me ask you, who's going to score that goal? Because they haven't scored a goal till now.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Manchester United.
Well, I hope he lasts. I hope he lasts in the team till then. Today there was news that Eric Ten Hag is planning to sell him. So I hope he's around, dude.
Yeah,
Poor
I
guy.
think if Ronaldo is there and playing in that game, I think he's the type of player who could show up and score.
He was there
Some
last year.
I'll put my money on Ronaldo.
All
I
right.
don't have him in my FPL this year. I don't trust him as much as I can put faith on him for one goal. But yeah, I think I do feel that uh, playing at Old Trafford is not easy for any team, no matter how good you are. Uh,
No, man.
but
That narrative has changed over the last few years,
Yeah,
man.
but that's the thing I was going to say is that United is no longer the fortress because the fans
Exactly.
are pissed off, the fans are upset. But I still feel, no matter what, in that game when you are playing, it's going to be a difficult ask, because the fans are going to rile you up. It used to be called the Theater of Dreams. I don't know what it's called anymore, but let's see what happens. So our predictions are Vijay saying 3 goals to none for Liverpool versus United, and I'm saying 3 goals to 1 for Liverpool versus United. Let us know what are your predictions. What do you feel about any of the matches in week 2 and some of your predictions for the next week 3 games? Let us know in the comments. I think that's it for this week, Vijay.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah, thank you so much as usual for joining in. Thank you everyone who's watching our videos. We got great response on our first episode of season 2. So please continue sharing your love. Please share our videos, like it. It doesn't cost anything. It helps us out in reaching a bigger audience. It pushes us to come up with better insights and topics as well. But until the next episode, this is me signing off for the game of two halves. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, guys. And hope you have another great week of football. Cheers.
What? 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 What?